Okay, we're a little bit early, but we'll go ahead and get going. Who would like to ask the first question? We've had other Razorbacks in here already. Can you tell us about the spring and the number of new faces on the roster? How's that working out?
Just me sitting down watching the spring. I think it went pretty well. For just watching those younger guys get out there and compete the way they competed. It really shocked me without like me being there as a leader. They took big strides and big steps, and I'm really anxious to see what all of them are doing in fall camp.
Is it up to you and others like you to teach the culture and get them going fast?
Yeah, it's up to us. We want to have a player-led team, and that's really what we've been emphasizing. Since we got back after this past season, is leading this team as players. We feel like if we want to go places where we want to go, the players need to lead besides just the coaches.
Okay, we have a question here on the right.
Over here, Scoota. Chad was saying he wants to name a quarterback as soon as possible. Is it, even as a defensive player, is it important to have somebody to rally around?
Yeah, we've been talking about that, in our senior leadership councils. We need a quarterback, basically by week one. And, when we do name the starting quarterback, if it's his job, up to lose his job, just give him a chance, but we do need a leader to be at that quarterback position.
Okay, right here, right in front of you.
Scoota, if you could just kind of touch on that time that you were out nursing that injury, what did you take away from that in terms of just being able to watch the game from that vantage point that you can take with you moving forward?
Me just being out, man, it made me sit back and just realize how much like the passion I have for the game, and just the effect that I have like on the younger guys, just how much like they watch and look up to me, and like how much that I could teach those younger guys and help better them.
Over to your right, behind the cameras.
Scoota, what's the biggest difference between Bret Bielema at Arkansas and Chad Morris at Arkansas?
Well, when Coach B was here, he just had his coaching staff was different from Coach Morris' coaching staff. I think Coach B's staff was more, before he left, was more about teaching us how to do things certain ways, and Coach Morris was about on the run, how I guess they do it at the next level. They'll teach us, and then we go out there and try to go over it on the field. So different teaching ways, but it was pretty similar to me though.
Right here in the middle, the camera.
After a 2-10 season last year, I have to ask, is there a chip on your shoulder? Are people sleeping on Arkansas right now, in your opinion?
Yeah, I feel like it's always going to be a chip, especially coming off a 2-10 season. We way talented than what our record shows. Like I said, we just gonna keep our head down and grind right now. And when it's time for the season to come, show everybody how much better we got in year 2 than year 1.
Okay, to your right against the wall.
Michael Bram from Saturday Down South. Obviously last year didn't go your way. This year, this offseason, is there a renewed sense of buy-in from the locker room, just the offseason conditioning?
Yeah, I feel like as seniors, we held the majority of the team accountable. That's really what it was last year. There's no accountability on the team. I feel like everybody understand their role now they have on the team. And, we bought into, what Coach Morris and what Coach True, been emphasizing all off season. So, like I said, we just ready to put all the pieces together now.
Okay, over here to your left.
Yeah, you're surrounded by a lot of young linebackers. Talk about your maturation, and I can't imagine a young player playing in the SEC, especially at linebacker. How much better do you see the game, and what are they going through now trying to get up to that learning curve?
Yeah, man, I fell for Bumper last year. Bumper played earlier than what I did my freshman year. So, just being out there as a freshman, you really don't understand what's going on, and you won't understand it until you actually play in the majority of the games and get the experience. But now I feel like, Bumper will be fine outside me or any other linebacker, really.
Again, to your right, please.
Scoota, in addition to that, 52 freshmen on the roster this year, 28 sophomores. It's a very young team for the second straight season. Do you anticipate any growing pains, and especially getting those freshmen their first SEC experience in week 2 at Ole Miss?
Yeah, I feel like we'll have growing pain regardless of the fact who we have on the roster, just by us bringing in the new faces at all type of positions on the offensive side. So, and I think the freshmen will be fine. They got 4 games, before you get a chance to redshirt. They help build on their experience. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what they'll do.
Okay, right here, the camera back.
Obviously, like, you're
Well, last year it was tough for us because we was basically on a go with everything. I mean, yeah, trust factor and accountability played into it, but now I think, everybody, like I said, we understand, what's going on, and we just got a bigger purpose until now, and everybody's bought in.
Again, here on your left.
I know it's early, but any freshmen that give you kind of the wow factor that you've watched them and said, whoa, hard to believe this guy's 17, 18 years old?
I think one of the guys on the defensive side was Soley at defensive end. Just when I think he was going through some drills, and I was like, we didn't know how athletic Soley was. He got some things that most upperclassmen don't have. So we really feel like if Soley have a big camp, he'll be not too deep and he'll do something special for us. I know Greg Brooks. While some people, I knew Greg from home, but Greg Brooks took over that start nickel role for us, and he wowed some people. And I mean, like Trey Knox on the opposite side of the ball, wowed us at the receiver.
Again, to your right, in the back, behind the cameras.
Scoota, any difference in the discipline with Coach Morris than what it was before when you got to Arkansas?
I think I can speak on the discipline from this year and last year. It's a big difference. Most guys not getting in trouble. Like last year, we just been holding each other accountable. So, less off the field, issues. It'd be better for us on the field.
Right here in your front, to your left.
There's been a lot of talk in the media about college players potentially profiting off their name, image, and likeness. How do you feel about it, and is that something that you and your teammates talk about?
I mean, I think everybody talk about it. We even talk about it in the classroom, but it's not really much that we could do about it, so it's not nothing that we really stress over.
To your right, third row.
Scoota, back to the freshman. You're a Louisiana guy. Devin Bush is a really highly touted defensive player out of Louisiana. What do you see from him, and what kind of talent pool is Chad Morris pulling from down there?
Well, Coach Morris did a terrific job, just bringing in all these freshmen. They're very talented. Devin Bush come from a great background in high school at Nicar there. So, him, getting in at this level really wasn't as difficult as for him. It's just going to be difficult for the change of speed and the experience once he get out there. He's been handling it fine so far, but it's a big difference going against somebody else than your own teammates.
Again, on your right.
I don't think there's a coordinator in the SEC that's got more experience than Coach Chavis. So what's it like working under Chief?
Well, Chief more laid back now. Most of us joke around and be like, we wish, we could get Coach around Chief, in his prime because we watch some of his older tape, but, he's still a high energy guy. He's just more laid back and more teaching now.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the transfer portal? Obviously, in your day, so what do you think about it?
I don't really like the transfer portal. I feel like everybody should have to sit back and earn a spot like everybody else in college football. And I feel like highly recruited guys who hit the transfer portal always wind up being eligible at another school, and guys at smaller schools have to sit out. So I don't really like the transfer portal.
Okay, again here.
All right, you're the SEC's leading tackler. You did get all the preseason love. I know it's a team game, but as an individual, how important is it to you to be regarded as maybe an elite linebacker in the SEC?
I mean, yeah, if I don't get it, I use it as motivation. But right now, as being a senior, like my goal is to make sure I'm at my best of my play, when the season gets here, and make sure, I'm doing the right things to lead this team in the right direction.
Okay, third one.
Yes, sir.
Think about that, chance to possibly bring this program back to a bowl. What would that mean?
It mean a lot. Like I said, I haven't been to a bowl game since my freshman year, and I actually haven't played in a bowl game, legitimate snaps besides special teams. So, yeah, it mean a lot just, just getting this program back, bowling, and actually winning a bowl game this year.
When you look in the locker room now compared to maybe your freshman year, what's the difference in talent? I mean, you see y'all being close?
Well, my freshman year, I was there with majority of guys. They was about 2 or 3 years older than me. So talent-wise, it was kind of similar. I feel like now, when you got all these talented younger freshmen, 52 of them, you never know how many of them that'll be, real elite or great. So probably in the future right now, if they stay on the path they are and keep getting better, they'll be as talented as the class I got here my freshman year.
Do we have anything else? Thanks very much. Good job.